Hey, somebody needs to get the scissors. You have? Excellent. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. You are listening to The Professional Noticer. Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Andrews. Hey, thank you for making me a part of your week. My purpose here today, and with every show we do, is to play the part of a best friend or a coach. I want to help you live the life of your wildest dreams by giving you access to the greatest mentors the world has to offer today. The Professional Noticer sponsored this week by our friends at Tucker ATV. You know, the sheer variety of power sport products at Tucker ATV will blow your mind. Hustler turf equipment, the entire line of Echo power tools, and of course, Tucker ATV carries every make and model of Polaris ATVs. They have the big Polaris side-by-sides and an even bigger Ranger crew. And you have to see the showroom. Taxidermy, antique displays, and an indoor porch with this porch swing, comfortable chairs, television, and free coffee. Stop in and meet Shannon and Lisa Tucker. They treat customers like family, which is why folks from 14 states have done business with Tucker ATV. Highway 43 North in Jackson, Alabama, Tucker ATV, the small town business with the national reputation. Observations and answers, that's what we do here on The Professional Noticer, and we love it when somebody comes to the peace table with both. And we have today, I just got to say, this is one of my favorite people, okay? I have known Dr. Barb for 150 years, which is amazing because she's only like 24, 25 years old. But we've known each other for a long time, and I have watched her build her business. She is the founder and CEO of ITAM, and this is asset management. I tell people that you have seen people successful in an industry. Dr. Barb created an industry. Now, you can go back to the first time we had Dr. Barb on The Professional Noticer, and you hear all about the industry, but there is an aspect of Dr. Barb's life that I found. I was up at the headquarters in Canton, Ohio, a couple of years ago, and Dr. Barb, I'm just telling you, she's one of my favorite people. We were just walking around, talking, laughing, and I look around and I go, "What are all these diapers?" And she said, "Oh yeah, I get those for women's shelters," and I'm like, You buy diapers?" She says, "No, nobody should pay for that stuff." And I said, wait. And I turned on a little video. And so before we introduce Dr. Barb, I would like to play that video because she is about to explain to us how she does this with coupons and how this is possible. But you have to see this little video and hear this to even conceive of what we're about to talk about. So here it is.
Here, a little bit of it, where when the men's shelter, they go into apartments, I give them their appliances and their pots and pans and stuff like that for their...
And you do this with coupons?
That I do, but none of that over there costs me anything. That's all free.
So you got all this stuff for shelters?
Here,
you give it to shelters?
Yeah, I give it to shelters.
And all these chairs?
No, the chairs we just bought new chairs, so. But in here is all for shelters, all my pillows.
And you did this with coupons?
Mm-hmm.
How much
I used to have a whole lot more.
How much do you pay for this stuff?
Usually nothing.
And you give this off to shelters?
Yeah.
Barb, how much time does it take you to do this?
Once you get started, not a whole lot. So
you're running
like all these sheets and stuff, I got for free. All these pillows I got for free.
So you're running this major multinational corporation, and you're this sweet little lady going home and clipping coupons to give this stuff to women's shelters?
In men's shelters. And all this stuff here. So we got wipes, we have tissues we have. I mean, there's just different things all through here. Like these would have been nothing. You should never buy diapers.
That costs you nothing.
You should never buy deodorant. You should never buy shampoo, body wash.
You mean an ordinary person should not?
You should never pay for that. They should pay you.
You're not ordinary.
They should pay you to take it out. Trash bags.
You got to be kidding me.
Clorox.
No, do you have a staff of people getting this stuff, or are you getting this stuff?
No, not this.
No, you're doing this?
This stuff I do.
Just in your spare time?
This people, I mean, these are clothes and stuff that got donated.
Those got donated,
I brought in.
With all this brand new stuff.
That's couponing. That's one of the cubes, but we want to do one of the...
So what do you think about that? Here is Dr. Barb Rembiesa. Hey, Barb.
Hello, how are you?
Good. I'm so
to be back.
excited. I'm so excited that you're back. And you would not believe how many people, since you were on the last time and we mentioned this thing, because I am fascinated by it. And so many people have written and said, God, when are you having Dr. Barb back on? We want to hear about this coupon thing. And I know that might seem odd to some people, that a guy or that somebody might be interested. I look at you, and I know I'm talking a lot here, and everybody wants to hear from you, but I don't even know how to explain, because this is a lady who has created an industry, and her clients are Microsoft and Apple and Google and NASA and the United Nations. These are her clients. And I'm like, and you're clipping coupons? So this just fascinates me. But I have seen the warehouse for myself. So Dr. Barb, how did this start?
It started with my kids. I always raised my kids, whenever we went out, I would have them choose a table, like in the restaurant, to buy their dinner anonymously, and we'd sneak out, and it kind of became a game. With the couponing, I became obsessed with it. We just started, and then I was able to, after about 3 months, the first time around, we had enough, and we did a yard sale for the neighborhood. And
from the stuff you had gotten from coupons?
Yeah. And then we did everything for a quarter. So if it was a big thing of toilet paper, it was a quarter. If it was, a big thing of diapers, it was a quarter. And I let my girls do that. And so from there, then, of course, it came into the, we would always donate to the shelters. And it started really helping them. And then when COVID hit, the county here called me, and they needed diapers. And so we were able to give 20,000 diapers to Pathways here in Stark County.
No, wait just a second. Now, these aren't diapers that you called a diaper company and said, can you give me diapers to donate?
No, I had them here in my warehouse, as you called it.
Yeah,
and,
these are diapers that you got this way. And you have told me over and over, anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. Nobody should ever pay for shampoo. Nobody should ever pay for paper towels.
No, deodorant, shampoo, toothpaste, all your basic necessities for household cleaning items. We had enough Lysol wipes here to give through the county. Again, we gave them to the county, and they were able to distribute to all the nursing homes in our area from the stash that I had here. So,
we were wondering who was hoarding all the Lysol wipes.
I bought them way before COVID, so I wasn't, I didn't have to go out. And then we did, my staff here everybody went home with Lysol wipes, with toilet paper. We didn't have to go through toilet paper gate. And then I started COVID packs that I was shipping all over the country.
Right.
And, so that worked out real well because they got the mask, they got the toilet paper, they got the wipes, they got everything they needed.
And I want people to go online. I mean, we'll leave a link to itam.org. I want you to go online and look. Go on itam.org and look at the client list, and just realize that what she is doing here with providing 25% things of toilet paper and giving 20,000 packages of diapers and Lysol wipes to, what she's doing here has nothing to do with her business. This doesn't have any bearing on her business at all. You are just doing this because at one point you were in the situation you needed this stuff.
Yeah. There was a point in time we were doing laundry in the bathtub, and without laundry soap. And that's another thing you should never buy is laundry soap. You should never have to pay full price for any of this. And but I do connect it to my business because this, I firmly believe in giving back and serving others. So, and I've done so well here and so blessed with everything I have that the time that I do other things is just a gift.
Wow. Well, you're one of my favorite people for many reasons, but you're on my most admired list too. So how do we do this, Barb? How do we even start?
So it was real unexpected last night because I just kind of go through the motions at this point because it's been so long.
Excuse me for interrupting again, but I want to say that Polly was really excited that we were going to talk about this today because Polly is on the board of Youth Reach, which is a place for young men who are at risk, and they have no government dollars, and they don't charge the parents or the people. And so Polly says, man, this is something that Youth Reach could do. So anyway, so now go ahead.
Absolutely. And I'd love to come down and work with them, and show them some of the tricks and things that they can do. And then they could start giving back. And that would build their sense of purpose as well, for the different homes and things like that they could really make a difference at.
Awesome. Okay.
But after we talked yesterday, I made up 15 tips that I thought were the top tips and wrote them all out so we could go through them. And, you need to find your purpose. What's your purpose? That's with anything. Do you want to shop without using any cash? Do you want to stock up? Do you want to help others? What do you want out of couponing? So that would be your first. You really need to sit down and examine because it can be hard. It's like exercising. You got to do it consistently because if you don't do it consistently, you're not going to do $1,000 shopping trip with $40. So figure out your purpose. That'll drive the rest of everything that you do. Find a website. There's all kinds of websites out there. The one that I like to use is called Crazy Coupon Lady. That's not me. That's actually a website. But there's lots of groups out there, but stick with one or two stores because you'll get out in these sites and then you'll see a list of 50 stores or you'll see their advertising on the front and you want to grab that shiny object, but you got to avoid it because you need to stay focused. And so I always stuck with one or two stores. We had a CVS right by our house and we had a Target right by our house. I loved both of those. And those are the ones that I concentrated on. Now I live by a Rite Aid and a Walgreens. And so, limit your stores. And but not your brands.
Okay.
Don't limit your brands, because if you say, I'm only going to use Tide detergent and nothing else, you're not going to do as well as if you go with another brand. If you go with Gain, or you go with, another brand of detergent or shampoo, eventually your stock will be big enough that you can choose what you want out of your stock, but don't ever limit your brands at the store.
Gotcha.
Stay focused. Stay focused. Target the items that you need. Do you want to, if you're wanting to stock up, then I have a spreadsheet that shows me everything I need for a family of 4 for 1 year. I need this many rolls of toilet paper. I need this many tubes of toothpaste. So target the items that you want. Do you want to do deodorant and shampoo and toilet paper? Do you want to do baby diapers and formula? And again, that goes back to your purpose. What's your purpose? That'll determine what you need as far as the items. But on the flip side of that, because there's always 2 sides there,
Right.
you need to focus on items that make you money.
Okay. How do you do that?
So it may not be an item that you need. So an example would be like buying Fixodent. I don't need Fixodent, but if you're watching what the ads and stuff I'm going to get into later, and you go to the store and they give you $1 to buy a tube of Fixodent, then you get the Fixodent, because that's $1 you didn't have when you walked in the store.
Okay. But
And
and so
eventually
go ahead. So it's eventually you're able to use the Fixodent for somebody else, or
yes. So then I was able to donate that to different homes or different groups here. I don't need 40 tubes of Fixodent, and I was able to donate it, which then helped others, and that brings in the servitude.
right?
So, you got to really look at items that are going to make you money. So deodorant can make you money. You can always get a quarter, 50 cents, $1 out of deodorant if you watch, because that helps you buy something else that you do need.
Okay.
You follow that?
I do. I'm
You see
trying
that?
to.
You're smiling and nodding. So
I know.
Set a coupon cash budget. So if you're going to start with a small amount, which is normally the case, you want to start with like $20. Then you go to the store, you use your coupons, and you spend your $20. And I'm going to use CVS as an example. So week 1, you go in and you spend your $20. But you get back extra bucks, they call them at CVS, for 15. So the next week,
$15?
$15 on products that you buy. And I'll go over those in just a minute. Week 2, you spend your same $20 that you budgeted, plus your 15. So then you're getting $30, $35, probably more than that in merchandise. But then you get an extra $30 back in extra bucks. And these are made up numbers, because it depends on the week. It depends on the sales. But by week 5, your same $20 that you had set aside in your budget, you spend that 20 plus maybe $50 in extra bucks. And then you got $60 back.
Wow.
You're spending.
So now
20.
you're getting back more than you're putting in.
Correct. And that's how you just keep building. You keep building, and you're consistent with it. If you miss a week, you're going to drop off. So you got to remain consistent, but every week you go and do something. You make a list of what you need, concentrate on that, and then the rest goes into storage, or gets given to charity, or
Because
You
the
know,
I think about Fixident, and I think, who would you give Fixident to? But then I think, well, you just said nursing homes.
yeah, absolutely. Because there's people in the homes that need it, but they can't always afford it. They're on very limited Social Security. So, that's a luxury item. Something makes you money, you want to grab it right off the bat. You want to get it, whether you need that, a Metamucil, vitamin, whatever, Fixident, diapers. That's how I started with diapers. And then I saw the need, and so I kept going with the diapers. If you have a business, if somebody out there has a business and they use their American Express card, it gives them points on Amazon. Then you can do a subscription, which then you save 15%, use those points towards that subscription, and then start building stock that way as well. That's another way to do it. Calculate for the long run. You don't want to go, well, I spent $20 this week and I only got $22 worth of stuff. I got this $15 that I may or may not use. So you really got to plan for the long run. You got that $15, you know when it expires, you know when you have to use it by, you know what you're going to buy with it. Don't go shiny. At Christmas time, you might see this, or Valentine's, this stuffed animal. Don't go using your extra bucks on that. Keep your couponing completely separate, because otherwise you won't build the stash that you want. And stash, I mean money. Target gives out, you buy X number of laundry soap and you get this many gift cards back. Well, you start collecting those gift cards, not going over your budget, but you collect those gift cards, and then eventually you have a stack of gift cards like this. I had 185 at one point.
Gift cards.
Gift cards.
Worth how much each?
Anywhere from $10 to $20. So, then, at that point, then you're buying stuff. You're still using your budget of $20 a week.
You're starting with $20.
Yeah. So you use that, and then you use those gift cards, kind of free money, and then you keep building on it. So you only use the gift cards if you're going to get gift cards back, and if you're not over your budget of $20. So, always check the clearance bins. I was in one of the drugstores the other day, and there was a certain toothpaste that somebody I know will only use that toothpaste. Well, that brand was in that bin, and it was marked down 90%. So it ended up 20 cents a tube, but I had an extra buck for that particular drugstore. And so I got 6 tubes for free.
This sounds like you're going into Vegas and the casinos are giving you all their money. That's what it sounds like.
Kinda. You got to go by, each store has their own rules. So you got to play by the rules. You got to understand what their rules are in that store. But those websites that I talked about will talk about the rules that they have. You can only buy one item. You can only use one type of coupon. So, and you don't have to get the Sunday paper to get the coupons.
Okay.
Because they're all online now. And these sites will give you, I'm going to show you an example in just a minute, but the sites will give you the link right to the coupons. Okay. You're going to have all the coupons all the time? No. Well, you skip that item and don't worry about it. So basically it's just stack. You stack your budget to any kind of gift cards or extra bucks or clearance item. And once you start stacking those items, all the price goes away. and then you're getting things for free. And then you just put those in your inventory, if you will. And, do you need 200 things of deodorant? No. Everybody laughed at me when I had all those diapers. You laughed when you took that video. You're like, what are you doing with all these diapers?
But I was just stunned.
I didn't know. I just knew I should be getting them. And then all of a sudden the call came and, they needed them at Pathways. That's when they weren't allowing the newborns to go home with the parents right at the beginning of COVID. So,
Wow.
They needed them right away, and they brought a truck here. We loaded them up and they were good to go. So, it just works out.
You were, you were ready. Just like we talked about a couple of weeks ago with Joe Savage and the situation in Moldova and Ukraine, when those orphans needed help and this Ukrainian thing started. There's Joe, had been there for 7 years, and the people were trained. They were ready, and you have been ready. You have been preparing. That's just so great.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It's a hobby. So always plan for your next trip. Don't worry about today's trip. Make sure you're getting something for your next trip. So when you're buying stuff today, always plan on, I'm buying this. What am I getting out of it that I can use next time? Because you always want to make sure that your next time is covered with either extra bucks or whatever incentive that store does, gift cards, extra bucks. Always kind of keep an eye on that, because you could go through all your incentives and not get anything back if you're not careful. So I would always make sure my incentives were more than what I was spending. And, eventually you're going to have stock of everything. And that sounds funny, but you will have stock of everything. You'll have more nail polish than you could ever use in a lifetime. But, just keep going and always keeping in your mind that you can give that away. The women's shelter, they love makeup. They love nail polish. They love personal hygiene products. They love baby diapers, anything that they can get like that helps them.
I remember you had like 1,000 pillows.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to you something about women's shelters. She said, I do men, and you said, I do men's shelters too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the men's shelter here, when they graduate, they get they place them in an apartment, and they're always needing bedding. That's why I had all the sheets, I had the pillows, I had the cookware, that kind of stuff. At Kohl's, Kohl's is very good with the Kohl's Cash. So if you're buying something and you have to buy something, make sure it's a time when they're giving Kohl's Cash, and then go back and use that Kohl's Cash for something that you can add to your stock. So if you need a vacuum, wait a couple weeks, because at some point they're going to be doing that Kohl's Cash, and then you can get a set of pots and pans. You can get a set of sheets. You could get a couple pillows to put in the stash, and then if you get in with the shelters in your area, they'll let you know when they need it. The hardest part is the storage. I have a very large building, so I have the storage area. At my home before I had it here, I had a very large finished basement. Everything went in there. But just, if you're going to do this, don't do it just to get, 3 bottles of Pantene. Do it for the long haul. Do it for donating. Donate. Rotate your stock. And give it to these shelters. They need it desperately. Especially, COVID was just crazy. And then have fun with it. Challenge yourself. I'm going to get, I used to go with my mom, and she would she would laugh so hard, because she would, I'd get $1,000 and I'd pay $8. And that would she had the biggest thrill of doing this with me on the weekends. My kids at that point in time were too young, so they were like, oh, do we got to go do this? And then now they're like, can you show me a couple of tips and tricks? So a couple this week, if you want to hear, I'll tell you how they.
Please.
So here's a couple that I pulled off. One, Neutrogena facial bar soap. Okay, regularly $3.59. Well, right now, if you click this link on the CVS coupon, they'll give you a coupon for $4.
Okay.
So how much does it cost?
Nothing.
Nothing. So here is
They're paying you to take it away.
Exactly. So if you watch, then you can get paid to take product. Here you buy 3 Suave Professionals hair care products. You must buy 3. You buy 3, you receive $7 extra bucks back. So that's 9 and 7. Okay. But there's 2 $1 off of 1 coupons in the March 13th. So you would have had to have the paper at that point. So either I'd skip this if I didn't get the paper, or if I had the paper, I'd go look for this one coupon. So you use 2 of those. So you pay $7 because it's 9 minus 2 is 7, but then you get $7 back. And 3 bottles of professional hair care.
Keep going. Keep going.
I only did the two examples, but that kind of gives you an idea how it works.
When we talked on the phone, excuse me. When we talked on the phone the other day, you told me about waiting to go into a grocery store until they were giving triple points on something, and then you spent a certain amount and you got $300 and then went and bought meat with it or something.
Yeah, twice. So our grocery store here will give you, for every $50 you spend, you get X amount on your points. And so when we're doing certain things, I always go there and I buy the gift cards when they have the triple points. And then I use those points and we buy meat with it. And I was able to get about $600 worth of meat in the last month.
Wow.
So,
Wow. And that's, what is cool to me is that you can start it with $20. It's not like something like, hey, you can do this, but you've got to put in $5,000 at first,
No. And I would go to the women's shelter and show them how to do this. So when they got out on their own and bring actual products with receipts so they could see how it was done. And, I've heard from some of those women how it really helped them, because once they're on their own, they're getting out of a bad situation. So, living alone can be very scary, especially on a limited income. So they were able to make those dollars stretch further. And, and it gives them the confidence. And when you're having fun with it and you're trying to challenge yourself, how much am I going to get this week without spending any money? It kind of starts becoming a game, but it is work. You do have to be consistent, and just pay attention, just make sure you're shopping for that next trip, and, watch websites. Websites always have specials.
Yeah, that's right. Our website has specials, don't it?
Right. So if you want a certain product, wait and watch for it to come on special. And at some point it will, and you could set up alerts. There's ways to do coding that when something is available, it shoots you a text. I didn't do all that, but you can just Google that and find out about it. And, there's a way to set up coding. So when Just Jones Java goes on special, I get an alert right to my phone saying, hey, it's 25% off. And then I know to go buy it.
Wow. Well, you get an alert because you're signed up to your emails in andyandrews.com. And so every Friday we have the coupon code. And of course, this month is National Caffeine Month. So
That's right. That's why I brought my Java Jones.
man, I'm sitting here listening to this, and I know I could do 5 more shows with things that you are doing to help other people. I mean, I've got so many. Sometimes I get started on Dr. Barb stories with my friends. I'll be sitting around and I'll go, wait, you don't know who she is? And I'll get started on Dr. Barb stories and talking about you driving a truck from Canton, Ohio to Kentucky with a truck full of laptops to give to a school system. And you are one of the most unusual people I have ever met. And I mean that in the kindest way possible.
Well,
I mean, I'm just telling you. And so I appreciate you being here and doing this. I think this is gonna change some things for some people, because I think there's a lot of people out there who they may not need the money, but they may need something to do to help other people.
Yeah.
And they have the time. And I appreciate this. And I do want to get with you about coming down with Youth Reach. And
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would love to. I'll go fishing again down there as well.
Yeah.
But,
Adam will take you fishing.
yeah, there we go. And
Well-
but I would love to come down because, again, a lot of people think that couponing is just for the underprivileged, but it's not. I mean, you could give back so much and use your business, as a springboard. Use your time that you have. And it just giving back is something we all should be doing all the time. And this is a very unique way, but it changes. So, when you give somebody a year's worth of diapers, that's $2,600 that they didn't have to spend. I have a spreadsheet, how many diapers they use between 0 and 3 months, and 3 months to 6 months. And they use 514 diapers between 6 months and 9 months. And, I've got it calculated down to per diaper. So, giving them that or formula is another one that is very well received, because, they may not expect to have to be purchasing that. And, and then showing others how to do this so that they can do it on their own. And, it feels good.
Well, you're right. I like a year's supply of diapers, $2,600 for people on a limited income. That's life changing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's life changing. So
You think of somebody that's expecting one child and put away and planned for it and can afford it, and then all of a sudden they're having twins or triplets. Then it gets a little hard.
yeah. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Anytime.
Thank you. I'm Andy Andrews, the professional noticer, harnessing common sense and wisdom to plow through challenges all the way to an answer for you. And I think that'll do it for this week. Get us out of here, Matthew. So, ladies and gentlemen, and to the boys and girls who aspire to become ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of another episode of The Professional Noticer. In a world where common sense has become a superpower, I am harnessing what mental energy I have for you, seeking wisdom, making observations, and endeavoring to answer tough questions in a way that will empower your family and your business. I'm Andy Andrews. Until next week, goodbye. This episode of The Professional Noticer was produced by Matt Limpert. The Noticer theme written and performed by Sugarcane Jane. Broccoli casserole for the cast and crew provided by Twinkle and Smoke of Beverly Hills. Additional financial consideration provided by excellentweather.com. Have you ever been stood up by a friend because they thought the weather might be bad? Is it almost impossible to get your spouse out of the house when it merely looks like rain? Let excellentweather.com make everybody happy. Excellentweather.com is a downloadable app for your iPhone that you customize with the name of your city and state. Enter the day's date and the fun begins, because you also get to customize the forecast. Simply open the app where it is labeled Official Satellite 5-Day Forecast and enter the numbers you wish. Does your husband balk at outdoor concerts? Show him, look, honey, Thursday evening, it'll be 70 degrees with a light southerly breeze. Is your wife threatening to pull out of the camping trip? Pull up the screen you've prepared for the area and say, wow, we couldn't have gotten better weather for this weekend if we'd put an order in for it. It'll be cool enough for a jacket, which means no bugs. The humidity is virtually non-existent and, golly, not a drop of rain in sight. Finally, swipe to the right to seal the deal. Show your spouse the screen labeled Degree of Forecast Certainty. Tap the screen and wait as you both watch a 3-second video of a complicated algorithm being done at high speed. The algorithm ends with another second's pause before, appearing in red, a large 99.3% certainty. At that moment, guess who's going camping? You can worry about the actual weather when you're there. For now, just concentrate on how many people you're going to bring. Everybody wants great weather. Now you can promise it with excellentweather.com.